we are. We are at Amazing Spider-Man, and before Into the Spider-Verse.
Exhausted after.
Yeah, we're watching this right after Spider-Man 3.
Spider-Man 3. I feel like I was sitting here for 7 hours.
Before Into the Spider-Verse, I should say. This was my favorite because this was kind of the one I was waiting for a little more. I wanted one where they kind of talked more real and seemed like real people and stuff. But I will say this: watching
this one was not my favorite by a long shot.
No,
but it was better than Spider-Man 3.
No, but watching the other movies now, they are so unique and strange and odd, and I've kind of grown more like. I've kind of learned to really like that kind of stuff, that now I'm curious if this one will just become like every other superhero movie.
I liked Gwen Stacy. I liked Andrew Garfield in theory. I didn't like that he was in high school, but if you honestly were going to be like, oh, like, what would be your Peter Parker, like...
As Spider-Man, yeah.
As Spider-Man,
like growing up
it
Spider-Man.
would actually be Andrew Garfield, because, like, when I was reading Spider-Man, it was in the 80s, and Parker was an adult. I thought Andrew Garfield nailed that part of it. My problem is, I don't know why he's in high school in this movie, because I'm like, you look like you're 28. He had such a hate train from people because he wasn't Tobey Maguire, and I'm like...
Which people now make fun of him like mad, too.
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, guys, Tobey Maguire had the opposite problem. Yeah, he was great as high school Parker. I don't disagree. Until Tom Holland came around, I thought he was the gold standard. But they never aged him beyond that. Like,
he was always an awkward Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 2 started where I'm like, okay, I'm taking him seriously kind of as an adult now, and then just stop. But that's why I liked Into the Spider-Verse. It was the first time I saw an actual Spider-Man.
And it was good. It's a great choice. Chris Pine,
movie.
man. Man, we can go. Yeah. We can go. I just watched that movie again recently. It's still fucking amazing. We can go on forever.
I just want to say, both Parkers in that film, even Schlubby Parker, still a Spider-Man.
Yeah.
A little bit of a man-child, but definitely Spider-Man. Like, they both were Spider-Men.
My fear is it's just going to become like every other superhero movie. It's going to be kind of forgettable. But,
my guess is, I remember thinking of it like I thought Force Awakens is like, all right, this is a good starting point. Yeah. Where are you going to go from here? And, of course, we know what happened.
Yeah.
In both cases.
Yeah.
So,
well, let's see. This is Amazing Spider-Man.
It's definitely much more... modern Marvel comic booky kind of
I was just thinking this reminds me already of the MCU a little bit.
Yeah, where it's just like mystery box opening and this and that, and already
even the color scheme is kind of similar.
Already there's story going.
The pros and cons with these other Spider-Man movies is that they have to just immediately set themselves up as different. They have to take a different approach, a different angle, which they're made so close to each other.
He looks so fucking old.
The wrinkles on the forehead.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
There's nothing in here. Have you looked in here?
Your father was a very secretive man, Peter.
Yeah, I know.
The way he said, yeah, I know, that had so many layers to it. Like, he was almost gonna break, but he was making a joke. He was acknowledging him. He wasn't blaming it. Like, he's really fucking good. I hate how people shit on him.
I love the way the camera just did that as if we wouldn't be able to read that whole headline at once. Plane crash, kills, Parker.
It's gonna be tricky. I don't have that many. Well, this isn't as joke heavy as like I'm mostly taking this pretty legit.
I will say this. Another kind of minor problem I have with this film is this feels a little styleless.
No, and that is something I've learned to appreciate with the Raimi films. Like, they are so distinct.
That's a fly, Peter.
Yeah, I have to go wrap it in some coil and then dissolve its insides.
What?
I'm hungry.
Man, well, now I know where the Venom movie stole their routine from. God, look, it's like
I forgot
scene
about
for
this.
scene. You know what I kind of like about this version? It could almost become a horror film.
Does have a kind of Cronenberg thing going.
Yeah. I really should do a supercut of all the sinks that have exploded from somebody's powers.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been done a million times.
For years, your father and I were mocked for our theories, not just in the community at large, but at Oscorp as well.
So we said unicorns exist.
They do! In our hearts! That's science, it counts! It is odd going from, I'm becoming a spider or whatever to also figuring this out. It didn't bother me before because it's like, well, I know the other Spider-Man story. I want something different, but just as a story in general, it's like, it is a little weird. So do you like give it that leeway like the MCU does with Spider-Man, or is it like, nah, this is kind of weird as a standalone?
Just,
Do something!
Yeah, man, that was a long shot.
but, maybe,
They're trying to play them off. It's Academy Award music going. Yeah, what a dork. Skateboarding. Nerd!
Rob, he took off his contacts and put on glasses. Total dork. I feel like we missed a scene. Like, what's he?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the story. That felt like a Sony note, just like, you gotta remind him it's Spider-Man.
Theoretically, you could cure polio in an afternoon.
Or created a giant army of lizard men.
Why do you keep going with the lizard man? I'm not following this.
Why do you go on about spiders?
Let's change the subject.
That's what I thought.
Been carjacked. It was Thomas Hayden Church. It's important for you to know. I don't even get. So are they? Is that a simulation of what they do to rats?
I think it's a simulation.
It's a weird test. I think you're right. Like, whenever they went to that spider and that blue neon, like, that's kind of cool. And then the computer screen. And that kind of goes back to boring, normal lab. Like, I could have used a little bit more of that.
That if you could do good things for other people, you had a moral obligation to do those things. That's what's at stake.
We're the light that will lit the spark that will cause the flame of the rebellion. With great power comes something. With great power comes... Oh, never mind. Kind of just looks like Uncle Ben brought that on himself a little bit.
It's like almost there. You know, it's like, it's not a bad setup, but I'm like, that should have been like, like a stab in the heart.
Yeah, I like Spider-Man 1 better for that, sorry.
Uncle Ben, someone call an ambulance, Uncle Ben.
Performance is a little weird here, too.
Yeah, that's a little odd.
Uncle Ben.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
This film isn't bad, but it does lack a certain kind of like oomph.
You're always feeling the
scenes,
first
like,
film over it.
it's a
Where
mistake to do
in
it
Spider-Verse,
this way,
I never felt that. In
No,
the MCU,
Spider-Verse
I
was
never
so
felt
clever
that.
with it.
Away from Joe, you understand?
He beats up the woman. How dare you pick on that guy?
I love this. I love him putting that shit together.
Yes! Fucking Raimi Films is like, this comes out of his wrist. I'm like, Parker invented this stuff.
It still looks pretty stupid.
I do like the Raimi costume better.
Yeah, no, well, all the even the second one after this looked fine. This one was a weird. This was trying to be too different. Yeah, that looks better than the other movies.
Yeah.
Man, what a difference. I actually can't believe how good that looks after seeing the other films.
Oh, then he's going to die.
People die. Even Norman Osborn.
It's such a shit. This was such a good build up to the Green Goblin. Like, it tied in perfectly. It's like, damn it. The pieces were there.
Yeah.
How did you get out there?
Your doorman's intimidating.
How funny would it be if they did that Bruce Campbell in this as the doorman?
That would have been great.
That's,
Hey, hon.
With Homecoming, doesn't that... They got it from this. I just realized, didn't they?
Probably.
Yeah. That was one of the great surprises in, like, any Marvel movie.
The funny thing is I didn't even see it coming. Like,
No,
it just
not
wasn't,
at all.
It just wasn't on my radar, and I'm just
No.
like, oh, shit.
Oh, it was such a good surprise. Just what a great, like, a legit good twist.
Well, obviously, he didn't know you had a plan.
You seem to know an awful lot about this case. You know something that we don't.
I love that he's, like, saying this, like, you know, like, in other movies, this would just go over the cop's head, and the cop right away is like, what was your interest in this, anyway?
Also, I just fucking love Dennis Leary.
There's an attempt, I think, to, like, make these characters not complete idiots. My wife thought that was hot.
I thought that was hot.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, fuck me, Garfield, fuck me.
Jack, let's get you out of here. Stay very still.
I'm not gonna lie to you, the odds of us surviving are very slim.
Okay, wait, but the odds of you surviving are very slim.
Yeah. I thought this scene was really good.
Yeah.
God, he's a great adult Spider-Man.
How would a predator track a reptile?
No, they don't. Most reptiles are at the top of their respective food chain.
I mean, birds. Birds chase reptiles high. Scientists?
He, in his spare time, is running around dressed up like a giant dinosaur.
Not dressing up and not a dinosaur. He has transformed himself into a giant lizard.
I'm not gonna lie, I wanted Dennis Leary freak out there. You tell me this guy walking around the dinosaur? I don't believe that at all. I think you're a fucking nut. I think you're absolutely insane. You know what you need to do? You need to spider web your ass out of here.
That is like one of the quintessential Spider-Man moments. On a stakeout, playing with his phone.
Again, you could argue Homecoming took that too,
You could argue Into the Spider, like, this is something the Parker from Into the Spider-Verse would have done.
I'm seeing more and
I
more
think he
how
got
much
shit on way too much.
the future Spider-Man films took from this one, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, what fucking dumbass does that? I forgot how fucking stupid that. In the other Spider-Man movies, when they do something stupid, it's like, okay, well, that's the universe. They're all kind of dumb. Here, it's like they're legit smart. How can he do something that stupid?
Easy, bug boy.
Sound like she said easy butt boy.
That's what I heard.
Could enhance humanity on an evolutionary scale.
Could create Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Spider-Man, you're the one that stole Parker's camera.
I'm gonna throw you out the window now.
Greatest Spider-Man line ever.
Oh, that's right. For a while, that was the best Stan Lee cameo.
That was amazing. Watching this again and being like, okay, this is mostly how I remember it. It's not the greatest movie ever made, but this is actually pretty decent.
Yeah, I really like it.
Really pisses me off more just thinking about the next movie in the series, which I loathe. But yeah, this one got a lot of hate early on, and I'm like, I don't get it.
Nah.
I'm like, there's problems, but
The Raimi films took warming up for me, but it's like, I see the charm in them. I get it. This is more what I like. This is more like my tempo.
The lizard creature has released a biological agent.
Just call him the Lizard. It makes it easier. I never noticed that they're taking pictures with him. I totally forgot about this.
yeah.
You know, the first Spider-Man got a good, like, go New York vibe. Maybe we can do that again. Yeah, it's...
Every fucking movie is set in New York, but no, we need to have a go New York vibe. They're so underrepresented.
To their credit, there's been a million crap on New York jokes. I mean, we've made them and everything. I mean, everybody's made them. Okay, they can get one or two, I guess. They just don't all have to be in the Spider-Man movies. Again, after editing the first one again, I love how they shoot night in this, because the night chases in the first film were so
the night
ugly.
scenes are
but
way
the other
greater.
films got better too.
In these big city shots, there's a great use of color.
Man, look at it. You feel that swinging. You just feel like your stomach kind of dropped when you see that. That's kind of a weird look he gave. Hi, guy.
What's wrong about you, Peter? The city needs you.
I love that scene
Yeah.
where he's like, the city needs you. Like, I was wrong about you. Like, this kind of passing of the torch from the police chief. Like, I don't know. I never got the hate train for this film.
Fuck you, I'm gonna go be Spider-Woman. I love this shot. This shot's so fucking cool. That's so cool. No, I still really like it, man. I mean, out of the Raimi
got a
and
few
Webb
problems,
films,
but I mean,
yeah. But I mean,
yeah.
what Spider-Man film doesn't? I
That
just
I
like these
kind of grew up
people
with.
more. I like following those people.
Yeah, but the plot around it's kind of wonky.
Yeah, no, it is.
I don't know if now more people hate it because that second film was such garbage, or if more people kind of look at this one like, I guess this one isn't that bad.
I still really like it, man. I think it holds up. I think it's really entertaining and charming and cool. I want to be that Spider-Man.
He's actually more funny as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That was something Maguire... It's not that Maguire's incapable, but the screenwriters like had nothing but terrible lines to give him.
Guys, that's about it. We'll see you at the other most beloved Spider-Man film after this. We'll see you next time. Take care.
We gotta watch that one still.
Yes, we do.